So I've been assisting this builder in London submit a $147,000 restoration and loft conversion job in London. It's his first time bidding for a project over, say, £60,000. It's not our normal template that we're filling out. We have to fill it out in the architect's BOQ, so it's a little bit messy, but I'm going to explain to you guys some of the questions that we're getting kickback from the architect and how we're responding to those. So as we can see, one of the main questions, tender breakdown and omissions. So one of these items is they feel like some of the spec items, now in this job, it was the radiators and the underfloor heating, they feel were excessively high. So I've replied, once they said, are you willing to revise your quote? I've said, we're happy to renegotiate on the items that are not labor or material related. These are items that we have to hold our value on as carpenters and builders. If we drop value on these, potentially it will affect the outcome of the job, and quality will reduce over time, and we want to we uphold a good sort of standard of building construction work. But anything that can be final fixed to the walls, we are more than happy to renegotiate the spec and the rate. On a high-end project like this, we don't want to be rushing our foreman builders and drop quality, because that's something that we value at our company. Real good, like, strong point there. Now, another key question there that happens on all of these projects in the UK, because they're usually all internal refurbs, extensions, is variations. This is a massive one. So they've said, how do you handle this as soon as a variation pops up? And I said, as soon as an item appears outside of our scope of works, we will stop works on that section of the project, take documentation, take photos, send an email to the client with photo proof, and we'll either request to work on a cost plus basis that we'll negotiate at the start of this contract, or if we need a quote to get this work quoted up to ensure that the client's happy with the fixed price, additional QS time is needed at a cost to reprice those works, submit a variation, and we can pause on that portion of the project, all in good faith, to keep the job moving forward. As we know, maintaining client relationships on these kind of jobs can be super, super tricky, especially internal jobs. So this is a good one. Now, in the architect specs, they have thought that we've just allowed for waterproofing, but because we roughly know that this happens all the time, we've also allowed for the plywood to come off underneath the waterproofing, which is coming off, and all the furrings to create the slope for the balcony. So we've allowed for all the demolition and the reline of the plywood and the furrings, which is the rippings to create the fall for the waterproofing. So we've allowed for all of these items, but we can strip this all back, and then we can say just to remove and reinstate waterproofing, but it doesn't include any refurring, slope, or re-plywood before the waterproofing goes back on top. So anyway, I'm submitting this document back to the builder today, having a quick phone call, catch up with him at 4:30 p.m. London time. He's going to submit with the client tomorrow on site. We've probably priced 10 to 15 jobs to this guy under £60,000. Fingers crossed we can win the 140K at Let's Go.